Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we dive deep into the wonders of science. Ever wondered how you got so good at typing, playing the guitar, or even just riding a bike? It's not magic, it's your brain. Specifically, its incredible ability to learn and refine motor skills. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of how our brains become master puppeteers of our bodies, focusing on a fascinating discovery, a crucial communication highway that gets a major upgrade every time you learn a new move. For a long time, scientists thought the primary motor cortex, or M1, was the main command center sending out movement signals when we learn. But new research is showing that another region, the motor thalamus, a sort of relay station deep inside your brain, is actually a star player. It turns out there's this vital pathway, the thalamocortical pathway, linking the thalamus and the motor cortex. And it's not just a passive wire, it's dynamically reshaped as we learn. Imagine this pathway as a road that doesn't just get more traffic, but actually gets repaved, widened in some places, and even gets new, smarter traffic lights. Sophisticated imaging and clever data analysis in animal studies have shown that this thalamocortical pathway is physically sculpted during learning. As you practice a new skill, the thalamus becomes a key influencer. It starts to selectively activate the specific neurons in the M1 that control the movement you're learning, while simultaneously quieting down neurons that aren't involved. This makes the conversation between the thalamus and cortex faster, stronger, and way more precise. The evidence is compelling. Studies have shown that as you get better at a motor task, the motor thalamus becomes a principal source of information for encoding those learned movements. Think about that. It's not just M1 doing the heavy lifting. And here's the kicker. If scientists temporarily switch off these thalamic inputs to M1 in expert subjects, their ability to perform those well-learned skills gets significantly worse. This really underscores how indispensable this fine-tuned pathway is for skilled movement. So how does this remodeling happen? It seems to be a two-step dance. First, learning triggers changes, or plasticity, within the M1 circuits themselves. Then, the brain sculpts the thalamic inputs that drive these circuits. The result? A much sharper, more refined motor command signal, which likely means your movements become more accurate and reliable. And we're talking about real physical changes at the cellular level. This involves adjustments in how strongly neurons connect, what we call synaptic strength, and potentially even the creation of new connections and the pruning of old ones. For example, researchers have seen more connections forming from another brain area, the secondary motor cortex, to M1 early in learning. Later on, as the skill becomes consolidated, the connections from the motor thalamus to M1 become more stable, as if the brain is saying, "Yep, this connection is important. Let's keep it strong." What's truly amazing is how specific this plasticity is. Imagine learning a complex hand movement, like a skilled grasp. Studies recording from neurons in M1 that control different parts of the arm, say the fingers versus the shoulder, found something incredible. Initially, the thalamic input might be pretty balanced, but after training on that skilled grasp, the thalamic input becomes heavily biased, powerfully activating the neurons controlling the fingers, the exact part of the limb needed for the task. It's like the brain precisely tunes the signal to only the relevant musicians in the orchestra. This isn't just cool neuroscience, it has huge implications. Understanding how our brains naturally rewire themselves to learn motor skills could revolutionize how we treat motor disorders, like those caused by stroke, Parkinson's disease, or dystonia. These conditions often involve problems with motor cortical activity and this very thalamocortical communication. If we know how the brain fine-tunes itself, we might be able to develop therapies that work takes with these natural learning mechanisms to help restore or even enhance movement. The journey of discovery isn't over. Scientists are now digging even deeper, trying to understand the specific molecular signals and the nitty-gritty details of how these synaptic connections are remodeled. They want to map out the precise timing and spatial dynamics of how the motor thalamus syncs up its activity with the relevant parts of the cortex. This will give us an even clearer picture of how our brains encode and execute the amazing array of movements we learn throughout our lives. So, the next time you effortlessly tie your shoelaces or play a complex piece of music, remember the intricate dance happening inside your head. the thalamus and motor cortex constantly refining their connection, sculpting pathways to make you the skilled individual you are. It's a testament to the brain's incredible adaptability. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online, where we bring you the science behind, well, everything. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.